Okay, so now that we've added the coordinates for our four key events in the input mapping context, we're now gonna test all of that in the blueprint for our character. So we're gonna go ahead and start by referring the action of the moving that we did, the input action my move. So I'm gonna right click here and look for IA my move. So similar to how we got the jump, now we're getting the move. But now the thing is that here, the move is not like a trigger or not trigger event like the jump. In this one, actually, we have a 2D structure. We are getting either an X or a Y coordinate. So in order to reflect that in the blueprint, we're gonna right click on this action value and we're gonna choose split structure pin. In this way, we're gonna, as you can see, obtain the X and Y value of my move. That way we can actually get the two different coordinates, the 2D vector of my move. Okay? So now, in order to test if we're getting those coordinates correctly, I'm gonna go ahead and connect this node with one called print text because I just want to see if we are actually getting those coordinates. I'm just going to print those coordinates to the screen. So I'm going to print the value of x and show it as a text. Okay, so when you do that, Unreal Engine is going to automatically do this conversion with a node that is going to just show up by default there. What this is doing is that it's getting the value of x, which is a coordinate, it's a number. It's gonna be either 1 or -1, and then it's gonna convert that float number to a string that it can show as text. Okay, that's why it's doing this. Okay, so in this way, we're showing to the screen the x, and now let's connect this to another print text because we also want to show the y. So go ahead and connect that y there. Unreal Engine is going to create another conversion node. That is fine. But then in this way, we can test both the coordinate x and y that we're getting from my move. Okay, so now I'm going to compile and save. And now I'm going to run this and let's go ahead and test. So, okay, I can jump. I'm gonna try to press the D key. So if I press D, as you can see, I get these one numbers on the screen, 0 and 1. So the fact that I'm getting 1 there means that yes, I am moving in the x coordinate, in the positive x coordinate 1. So the D key is working. Then if I press the A key, it is doing -1, which is also good. My A key means I'm moving negative in the x-axis. Now, if I try to press W and S, try it out you as well, you will see that W and S is not really getting detected by the print because what's happening is that in the blueprint we are actually not receiving the y coordinates values. That's why the print is not showing anything when we press W and S. Okay, so why are we not getting W and S? What's the problem with the y coordinate? So let me go ahead and explain that. So let's stop the game for a second and then let's go back to my input mapping context, my AMC, because that is where we're gonna fix the issue. Okay, so let me explain what's happening. The thing is that Unreal Engine by default, whenever it's getting these coordinates from the key events, it actually is getting as a priority the x-axis first. It always just looks at the x-axis first and it doesn't really recognize the other ones by default. So that is what we're gonna try to fix. So we're gonna go ahead. Actually, I'm gonna just minimize A and D because A and D are working fine. We don't need to look at them. Let's just focus on W and S. Okay, so W, I'm gonna go ahead and add one more modifier here. you're gonna see it as index one. And then this modifier, go ahead and put it at the beginning of the list. So have it as index zero. Okay. Index one is gonna be the scalar. Now index zero, we're gonna choose one called Swizzle input axis values. So this one right here, what it does is that it changes the priority of the coordinates. So now we are not gonna just look at X. Now we can actually change. So I'm gonna expand here. And here we can change the order of the coordinate priority. So now whenever you do this, make sure you have selected the YXZ, meaning that I'm getting as a priority first the Y coordinate, then I look at the X. So as you can see, in this way, now our Y won't be ignored. Now it will be detected because we're prioritizing it in the order. Okay. So go ahead and do same for S. So add one more modifier, choose Swizzle input axis values, and then expand and make sure Y is the first one as priority. Now here, same thing, make sure this one is at the beginning of the list, because if you have it second, then this might not trigger on time to receive the coordinates. So you want to make sure that that one is the first one on the list. So zero is the order one, then one is the coordinate one. Okay. So make sure you have it same as me, save, make sure everything is compiled and save as well. And now when we go back to our game, okay, A and D work, right? A and D do 1 and minus 1, and now W does 1, S minus 1. So now I am getting the Y coordinates positive for W, negative for S. So now I am able to get coordinates for WASD. So now uh, everything we implemented is working. Okay. So that is how you get input coordinates in Blueprint. So that's gonna be all the concepts we really need to know. In the next video, we are gonna finish up this implementation so that the character is actually able to move around with the WASD keys.